Broadcasting from the home of independent storytelling, Champaign, Illinois, it's Camp Nostalgic Saturday morning.
Hello, welcome to the first annual Camp Nostalgic Saturday morning breakfast Thanksgiving. I'm Dave Rediger.
And I'm Alex Duquette. I know this is a little bit of a departure from what we usually do on the show, but it's important to spend the holiday time with people that you love.
And especially people that are in your videos.
Sitting next to me are the very talented actors and comedians, M. Gardner and Randy Phillips, and great friends of ours as well.
And also our executive producer, Gela Rediger.
Now you're allowed to talk.
Okay.
Will you hold your breath the whole time?
Yes.
Randy's still holding his breath. You get permission, you can talk now. Somehow Randy always manages to make it to the Randy show. It's never Camp Nostalgic, it's the Randy Phillips show. That's what it is. He has a way. There's a reason why we're all here right now. Because we're not only all great friends.
It's definitely not the food.
It's definitely not the food. The real reason is that we're all storytellers. We're all video makers at heart. We all have been doing it for a very long time, and I think it'd be fun for all of us to maybe talk about our early memories, right, of getting into that and everything, because we all have our own stories, but in some ways they all end up colliding in some ways too, which is really interesting.
Yeah, so what I want to know is who started video making first? What year did everybody start? I started in 2008.
What about you, Randy?
Yeah, somewhere around like 99, maybe 2000, because like that's back when, you know, my mom had that camcorder that has the swivel and everything. You line up your army soldiers, you start making stop motion pictures, you know. Yeah. But only really seriously getting into filmmaking, like probably when you like hit school, like high school, you get like the projects and the films and stuff, and I love that. And then of course going more seriously, we did Julius Caesar when we got Caesar projects. Man. So, yeah.
School projects.
Yeah.
Always a cool part. What about you?
When did you start?
So I actually started with tape recording, as in microphone, cassette tape.
Oh, okay.
And my mom bought one for me when I was 4 years old.
Im had a podcast first.
And I would record my own, what am I doing, walking around day-to-day stuff. And then I met Angela.
Holy crickets, you're Harry Potter. I'm Hermione Granger. And you are...
Well, my father introduced me to radio. He went to school for broadcasting, and he bought me a tape recorder. So what I would do is I would experiment, and he taught me how to, he'd be like, all right, hey everybody, welcome to my show, and I'm here to interview my friend Dylan or something, right? And he'd be like, Dylan, what's your favorite color? Then you'd stop, and then you'd go to Dylan, and you'd be like, hey, say your favorite food. Right? So then it's just like, what's your favorite color? He's like, bananas. And I'm, okay, Dylan, thank you. You know what I mean? So that's where I started, was I really wanted to do something with a talk show. It never happened.
But that's where we started. She invited me over.
Mm-hmm. What year was this roughly?
Like 2004.
Yeah. Okay.
Fourth grade, fifth grade, we migrated down to this giant basement. Her mom bought her a camera, one of those big hunky that had to stay plugged in for it to work. And we started doing Zelda plays, we called them.
Yeah, explain the Zelda plays. Those are kind of famous.
That actually, my cousin Tiffany, who we've worked with before, got me into videography. And we also just had a common love for Zelda. Our grandfather played it, and we were just fascinated by it. And we were like, man, we want to make a movie, but we didn't really realize that's what it was. We're like, let's make a play that only our parents watch, but we were...
That's so interesting.
So it would be us reenacting Zelda, and I would always be Link. I was always the guy, and I was always the princess.
Tradition, right?
And it became tradition even as I got older,
Yeah.
That's the thing is, as kids too, I feel like when it comes to those, even when I was making those home videos, it's not like as much as your imagination is your creativity it's just like, what are you surrounded by? What can I pull from what I love and put into my video, whether or not I really understand the fundamentals of what intellectual property is type thing.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So it's real interesting to hear all those origin stories, because we all sort of grew up except for me, grew up kind of close together.
We were all doing it, but we were doing it separately.
Gela, you were the first person here to introduce Hayden to the camera.
Yeah. He was in a school project of mine called
But not Buddy.
Bud Nut Body.
2007.
And now he's our intern.
Now he's our intern. He is.
Good old Hayden.
He's running the cameras right
Thank
now.
you, Hayden.
Yeah, thank you, Hayden.
Alex, your crew?
It was kind of any friends that I had. They're like, "Oh, he makes videos. Let's just do it, right?" But then the main group became the people you guys know, which would be like Weston Hasty of Magic Man Mo fame, Logan Long, Justin Hunter, Alexios Pichos, that kind of crew.
Yeah, there's still some old sketches that have cracked me up. The blind roommates or whatever one.
Behind the Shades. That was
Behind the
during,
Shades,
that was
that's it,
during
yeah.
Idiosyncrasy Productions. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. We all started with the home movies around the town, but the internet age came in during our youth, and we just started uploading to the internet.
Yeah, how unfortunate.
Well, then all of a sudden, instead of making it's a play for our family to watch. Now it's like, well, other people can see this too, and they can act. It becomes more of a performance almost.
And we all created different groups. So, your group.
Well, we had Slappy's 09, which was our first little sketch troupe. You know, it was just nonsense in high school.
I am a woman. Well, you need to live wax.
Mine was already kind of said it was called Idiosyncrasy Productions, and we tried to take more of like the cinematic approach for whatever that was as a 15-year-old, you know what I mean? So we did like movie trailers, and we tried to, and I got more into the technical side of it, so.
I grew up about an hour away from everybody in Oakwood, and did the same thing. I started my own video group called Space Dog TV with my buddies Ryan, Trent, Anthony, and Taylor.
We'll be right back.
I want to know about you guys growing up all in the same community. What did you think about each other's content?
So, I was actively watching.
Really?
Well, I was watching specifically like the Gela TV era. So that was a little bit later.
Oh boy.
But like I definitely knew, and it was weird because like there was this girl I went to school with, and we weren't really friends. We weren't.
No,
we knew
weren't
each
at all.
other. We knew of each other, and we had some fun interactions.
You guys weren't friends?
You were just a little butthole. I mean,
Well,
you
I was hanging out with
you
puddles,
used to
too.
kick my chair. You were just mean, and one day I turned around and spanked your ass, basically.
what did
Bare
you?
ass spanked you from the whole class.
No, you wrote about this in your journal.
I did. I found it.
She called you a little fairy.
You should call me
A pixie ass.
a pixie ass fairy.
Something.
Little pixie boy.
And for the record, that's what I was. Thank you for watching, Captain Stop. No,
In all fairness, that's what I am. He just turns into a little fairy and he just twinkles away.
Well, it's funny. It's funny because, like, in hindsight, we're such great friends now, and I remember thinking of all people, like Gela, like she's making stuff too. And one part of it was really just you were the only other person I knew that was making stuff, and it was good. It was funny. It was making me laugh, and it was cool to see that. And I'm glad that we eventually had that connection.
To be
Right.
fair, it was only like a week long that you were a butthole.
Which okay, because
You weren't really a butthole. Yes, you said you were hanging around.
Peer
butthole.
pressure.
Yeah.
yeah, and it just kind of is.
You are what you eat.
But so, how long was that in your head before you said it?
Just popped up. No, so, okay.
Well, I do remember though there was actually like a little bit of an audience at school who would comment about it, not just online but also in person, saying like there was an audience waiting to see it, and that was really cool.
That's all we all needed. Was just a little bit of validation.
Yeah.
little audience to go, yeah, I might do this for a while.
Right.
All right.
And we were just a few years out of school at this point. It wasn't that long, and I remember that's when it started off with you sending the message.
Yeah.
Gela sent the message to me, Weston, you, and you were going to be there too. And you were, so you've explained that you were kind of more just all right. You've had a lot of projects come and go.
I reached a point after like 10 years of doing it. I said, I don't know. I'm just burnt out. I don't want to do this much anymore. And then you had kind of like an urge to like bring together one more group.
Well, I went back to you. I always remembered you and Weston, and I just thought of all
Even though you were an evil little fairy.
You were
Right, I was an evil
evil
Oh,
little
pixie,
pixie.
yeah, that's right.
And I was telling you, I was like, I essentially kind of wanted to make something like Camp Nostalgic at the time, but instead I just wanted you to like, you know, almost like your jam and chat, like make a segment like that can be uploaded on the YouTube channel.
Like a super
And-
channel.
Yeah, and like we make sketches,
A network.
and we had a podcast at the time. We could have uploaded that. And so that was
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of my idea.
I see that.
And what had happened was I messaged all of you, and you guys were for it.
We were all
Yes.
for it because it was the perfect time.
Yes.
It really was, because Weston and I were still great friends, but we quit making stuff together. I made my music stuff at that point. We didn't make videos anymore, and I always had that itch. But there was less of a reason for me to do it because my other friends were at school or they were too busy or whatever, and they just didn't have an interest anymore. But we all still wanted to make stuff.
We wanted to make something.
Well, I was there
So
just
first
to
kiss.
support.
He was there just to support,
Because I
and
said, I'm done. I'll help with the cameras if you need me to help with the cameras.
he was
I don't
gonna-
want any part of this.
he was going to help with lunch. Too. I learned very quickly that Dave didn't have a lot of experience flipping burgers.
We didn't even have a spatula.
He didn't even have a spatula, so I might be just going to pick up the meat. I don't know, but that's not what it was about. It was not about that.
It wasn't about that.
We
Yeah.
clicked very quickly, and
The funny part is the reason why we started or continue to do skits was it was simply you go into the car to put away some stuff in the barbecue, and in that split 90 seconds right there, that time, Alex, myself, who just met with Weston, just the dudes going, hey, what do you do? I make
Right.
skits. I make skits too. We should
Well,
make skits.
you,
And then
I want to share this.
Yeah.
Your credentials impressed me. Because I remember, I'm serious, because I remember you already went around with the Danville, the Dashers, that's right. And you, like you said, not a lot of money in my pocket, but I went around like all parts of the country filming this team.
Wow.
And like you made like a series out of it. Like that was such a cool thing to me. I thought, oh, this is legit. We gotta work together. I'm serious. Like that was, your credentials were really cool. And the amount of stuff you had created.
Yeah.
You had so many things. You talked about all these different things that you were working on. So it was very impressive.
I was totally fine with it because that's what I wanted to do. I didn't think you were gonna want to hang out with us and make sketches. So I was like, so how could we create together? And then you guys were like, hey, really sorry to rain on your idea. And I'm like, throw it
That
away.
was my
that's
idea.
I
fine."
think it would be a good idea if we
Right.
did videos, you know, and
Yeah.
so we all kind of had recommendations. Alex recommended Randy.
Yeah.
Gela recommended Tiffany and Em and Zach.
Yeah.
And then Coffee at 8 was sort of born.
Nothing.
It's not going well at all. These people don't listen to me. I feel like you.
Yeah.
We took it a lot more seriously than we ever took any of our other projects before, at least compared to what I've done before. And I remember, like, we were going to be in it and stuff, but, like, I want to put a highlight on Randy for a second. Because I remember, like, I recommended him because we needed, like, someone who, I didn't even I knew you'd be interested in doing this with us, right? Like, and I knew that you'd enjoy it, but I don't think I realized I knew you were funny and you had great ideas, because him and I, we not met, but we got close through our work. We worked at a gas station together, and we used to make these stupid ideas, and they could all become videos if we wanted them to. And I thought he would fit so well, and then he ended up becoming, like, one of our star actors. You know what I mean? So it was the perfect blend together. So I'm
Just stapled myself right in there.
so I'm glad that you joined the crew.
We all met on a Skype call. I remember that.
Did.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. A Skype call?
Yeah. We all got on Skype, and then that's how you were introducing me to Dave and Angela.
Oh,
And then I
okay.
was like, well, I know Angela, and so technically it was the first time meeting Dave.
Right,
Was on
right.
that Skype call.
Well, let's face it, you gotta get the approval from Dave if you want to.
That's true.
A big part, though, I think, of being creative and being successful in partnerships is developing those relationships. And we developed very strong friendships, the four of us did.
Yeah.
And then we did with everyone else on set, too.
Well, even with our projects now, it's the spider webbing of watching everyone come together that always excites me, and seeing everyone more thought out now, but even then, like, doing the part that they're passionate about. And I think that's the best thing about Camp Nostalgic is the jobs, you give people, cater to them. And it was like that then.
Kind of like Belushi and Animal House.
And I also love seeing you said the part that's right for them, but also seeing all of us as actors, some more so than others, like get out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Right? Let's talk man cats.
Yeah.
Yes, let's talk man.
Let's talk man cats, right?
Okay.
And Dave had to step up.
Dave was a man cat. You would never.
No, it's not supposed to be a man cat.
He was not supposed to be.
Yeah.
We improvised, but my favorite moment in all of the comedy of our entire time in that is when you kicked that bull. For me, for some reason.
Well,
Randy, I knew Randy was going to be great. But I know you were nervous because it's like I didn't want to do this or whatever.
Man cats is probably one of my favorite.
There was no exceeding the comfort zone for me. That is my
We knew. You were in character
so
off camera.
Into it, that inspired me. But I also have a philosophy behind writing, is that if you're going to write something, never write anything you're not willing to do yourself.
There you go.
And that's why there's never been a man cat stew. Well, that was, to my knowledge, the last thing we recorded together.
Yeah, it was.
Until a little thing called Camp Nostalgic came about.
That sounds like a good thing to talk about after a commercial break.
You're right.
Don't go anywhere, everybody. You are watching Camp Nostalgic Saturday Morning's first annual Breakfast Thanksgiving. We'll be right back.
Come on down to Cheapos, you don't need a lot of cash. Just stay clear of the muffins, Big Egg Steve in a rash. Take a look at our buffet, bring your family or your date. Just come on down to Cheapos, $12.49 a plate. Come on down to Cheapos, $12.49 a plate.
What's up? My name's Dustin Danger, and this is Rebel Spare.
Everything is broken, and I'm breaking too. Put my fist through the bedroom.
Sid Vicious, Johnny Rotten. You gotta have a fun name, right?
Everything is broken, and I'm breaking too.
I think everybody, as they get older, they get closer to the reason why they're here.
Scoops?
No, I'm good.
I cannot have another waffle.
Welcome back to the first annual Camp Nostalgic Saturday Morning Breakfast Thanksgiving.
We were just getting ready to talk about the origins of Camp Nostalgic, right?
That's right, the origins of Camp Nostalgic.
I'm glad you put your tie away.
Yeah. Started seeing it.
Need to be presentable.
You can't be just having your tie out there for everybody to see.
It's just
Right.
unprofessional.
Can we say though, we're all stuffed full of good, great breakfast food. Compliments to the chef.
Thank you, Hayden.
Thanks,
Thank
Hayden.
you. Thank you.
So yeah, Camp Nostalgic Studios. The reason why we're all here today.
Yeah.
What was the first time you guys heard of Camp Nostalgic?
I actually first heard about it the very beginning stages. We weren't even done with Coffee at 8 yet, and you were already talking about the name Camp Nostalgic.
That's interesting. I don't remember that.
I do. I remember it because we were sitting down. It was, I don't know if it was probably after Slumber Party, but it was around that same time we were talking about it. Your idea for it was completely different, but you still, even at that time, wanted to have some sort of hub. That was like a hub for all kinds of different kinds of information and stuff.
Angela had said Dave is ready to start a project.
Yeah.
And you created it, and you had like a link to like any wrestler that you want to know information on, like their birthdays
Yeah.
and
That's what
stuff.
I'm doing, yeah.
And you said we're going to build a brand. Well, I'm making a website, and I want to build. I don't want to be just a sketch show. I want to be where the sketch shows are shown.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, that is an idea.
Yeah, I think originally when you pitched it, you made it sound like almost like a whole new social network. You were like, I want one place where I can put my videos up and have the freedom and control over my videos.
Right.
And just like a free space, like a
yeah.
I remember
You guys
that.
built like your own server. I remember the.
Yeah, my dad was thinking about building his own own server to house it and stuff. And the problem was we went with a website, and what really stopped that idea was I ran out of pages. It was like there's a 100-page limit, and I had no idea. So I'm like, well, there goes Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Right.
And I wanted to be like a one-stop shop. I wanted to be like a Wikipedia, but also like a movie web and IMDb, but also like a cheat code like place, and just everything you could think of. Plus, we have original sketches.
Well, and as this was beginning to develop, this is when I left Illinois. It's when I moved to Tennessee.
Yeah.
And there was kind of this, at the time, an unspoken thing of, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done. But then we started having conversations, and you came down to visit, and we kind of reconnected. Because we had a little bit of time, almost a year, of just kind of, we were all going separate ways. And then you reached back out, and I said, whenever you're ready. Because honestly, if I can say this, you were very kind of down about it. Not about the moving part, but about, if it hasn't happened yet, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I remember, and it was like, this is done. Gela and I have done this for 10 years. This is great. And then I said, I can still work with you. We live in the modern era, right? I can do a lot of things remotely.
Yeah. Then Angela texted me and she said, "Hey, you want to go to Tennessee for a weekend?"
Yeah.
And then next thing you knew,
let's go.
he embraced the fact that I moved and said, "You live in a big historical, famous city. Why don't we take advantage of doing stuff there and doing stuff here?"
It took a bit because I didn't believe you at first.
Yeah.
We had a thing where like, hey, I can still do this. I'm like, oh no, I don't know if you can still do this. Like,
Because I
all the way over there.
Because I told you I didn't move to get away from Camp Nostalgic. I just moved because it was the personal choice for me. But I'd still love to work.
Out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean? That's just the old school, typical way. But
Right.
I guess I was.
We were all just disheartened after Man Cats didn't blow up like we thought it would.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
You're right.
I know.
I remember us making Man Cats and we sat there, we looked at each other, and we were like, this is the one. This is the one right here. This is it.
Well, those skits never aired because we worked on Coffee Day, but we never really actually made the channel or a website for it. So they never really did air. And the reason why I was talking about Grandpa's Showroom was that was probably when I figured out it could work. Because Gela and I were sitting around going, man, I really wish we could have seen that Grandpa's Showroom.
Yeah.
And you just said, well, why don't you just try it?
Just make it.
Yeah, just
make it.
Put it together and see what we're missing. And I ended up making something out of it, and then we sent it to you, and you said, hold on, let me soundtrack this real quick. And it took you because
it was the perfect timing, free that day, and it just worked out.
Yeah, and you sent it back right away, and that's when it clicked. I said, well, maybe we can, because that's what Coffee Day was always supposed to be, because you never really got around to composing those either, because we never really got around to uploading them.
Right.
But that was the plan. We make these, you compose them. So we made Grandpa's Showroom, which is the first composition from Alex Duquette on our videos. So there we go.
Yeah.
We started connecting the crew.
And then we started to even specify really what we're good at, right? Yeah. You know, you're a natural leader, you're a great writer.
Amazing kisser.
Yeah, probably the third best on this table.
I want to be.
Then me, it's on the music and audio side. You know, Gela is really the overall best producer of the whole thing, in my opinion. And
the heart and soul.
And heart and soul, and the artwork and the production. And then we have two extremely talented actors. I mean, you're both in stuff that has been aired so far, and it's incredible. You both made me laugh so much. I'm serious. It's been super funny.
It makes me happy that you were in the first skit that came out.
You're in the very first one.
Me
You
too.
were in Coffee Day.
Well, I was at a time in my life where I didn't have access to come and make creative things with you guys. I didn't have transportation. I didn't have the funds. I didn't have the soul to come and
structure.
To even come and do anything really until I moved here, which would have never have happened had you guys not become friends.
It's weird how all the pieces come together.
Yeah.
The timing happened for a reason.
Yeah.
And then by the time it was time to do Mafia and the Rich and those first set of sketches at the first Memphis trip, the timing was right.
Yeah.
And what a great opener, though, really, in terms of our other actors and actresses and stuff, having M up there.
Yeah, and we've also had like some really cool moments, like local celebrities, like Coop Boy on set.
I can't believe we got Coop Boy.
Coop Boy he wasn't even in the video. He just came around to hang out.
Yeah.
I think it was his off season. He wasn't touring. That's why he had time. But
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you know something's hot,
you cook it.
Yeah, you cook it.
That's what he said to me right before he left. He looked me dead in the eyes. Said, hey, you want a hop? Cook it. Coop was out. That dude.
That's why
full
he's,
of wisdom.
That's why he's Coop and we're not.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite memories, going to Tennessee, was figuring out what a little treasure Nick was.
Yeah.
He was so amazing on camera, and I feel like everybody realized that. And
He's just naturally funny.
even off camera, you saw that one video where he's like drunkenly.
Well, we're running out of time here.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for everybody here.
And for everybody else on our crew. Steph Galella, Nick Mink, Jacob McGrew, Hayden Coates, and of course our narrator, Eric Sizemore.
Yeah, and also for every business and homeowner that allowed us to be goofy for the day.
Yeah.
I'm talking M. Gardner, thank you, speaking up today. Cherie Shafir, Keelan Pruitt, and of course the front man to the Camp Nostalgic Saturday Morning House Band, Dustin Danger.
And don't forget, on top of that, Christy Kindly, who was played by Samantha Ray.
And Coop Boy for hanging out for the day.
Still cannot believe we got Coop Boy.
Wow.
So cool.
That was so cool. And the rest of our incredible crew, Jay, Chase Todd, Isabella Athey, Ty DeShenny, Tammy Lay, and of course Steph Galilla for all the photography.
And to my parents, David and Donna Rediger. Thanks, Mom, for all the designing help, and Dad for building the set.
And of course, the man truly behind it all, Hayden.
Thank you, Hayden.
Yes, thank you so
Hayden.
much, Hayden.
Yes.
Next episode of Camp Nostalgic Saturday Morning is going to be our season finale. That's it, guys.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. It's been quite a ride. It really has been.
But we have so much for you on season 2.
We do.
More to
That's a
come.
good plug. Yeah.
More to come.
Yes. Very excited for you guys to check it out. We would like to end this episode with something special. No musical performances this month, but we do have bloopers and outtakes, so you can see all the times we screwed up. So
And all the times we screwed.
that's right.
Once again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you for joining us today. And we'll see you on the next episode of Camp Nostalgic Saturday Morning.
Bye. Maurice, I thought you were in a coma.
I was faking it, Ma. I was faking it.
Dude, I was faking it.
I was faking it.
Got people taking out their garbage right now. I'm making a house call. I'm making a house call. I'm making a house call. Okay. I'm making a house call. I'm not an actor. What do you want? I'm making a house call. All right? Ready? Boom!
Don't.
So you.
Thanks, McGrew.
Bro.
You know what? I'm out of here. Is it possibly my God? You know what? I'm out of here.
Kicking the lights over.
Oh my God.
Bro, leave me alone, bro. Bill?
Sal.
Hey, good to do work with you.
I'm glad we're working together.
Absolutely.
What about Paul?
Paul! What about Paul?
Paul!
What about Paul?
Paul! What about Paul? Hey, Paul, how you doing?
And Alice.
Hey, Alice, I love Alice.
And Claire.
Claire. It's Claire.
Hey y'all.
Okay, let's.
Hey y'all, it's me, Pat. We're gonna watch some movies and we're gonna get to know each other tonight. Hey guys, it's Pat. Got what I was gonna say, okay?
I'm just about done here, folks. That's okay. There we go. You're a porky pig. We're about done here, folks. Okay, act like you love each other.
It's American Gothic.
Okay. If you were an NPC in a video game, what would your looped animation be when you're just standing there?
Stay a while and frisk me.
Alright, I'm filming now.
Alright, do your lines you were talking about.
What were my lines?
When's the last time you bathed? You take a bath this week, Leo? Huh? Leo? Come back, Leo, come on. I know you're in there.
What? Where am I?
Should I look at my watch already, you think? Time of death? 8:07. 8:07. 8:07. 8:07. Come muchacha? Try to do time of death? 8:07.
That was perfect.
Thank you everyone for checking out Camp Nostalgic Saturday Morning. If you enjoyed what you watched, swing by campnostalgic.org and check out our merchandise.
Welcome to the Poop O'Clock News. And welcome back to the Poop O'Clock News. Let's see what we need today. Oh no, mine ain't pooping too much. Now a quick word from our sponsor.
Is your butt too small? If it is, contact us at 1-800-BIGGER-BUTT. Or you can find us on our website at biggerbutts.com, and we'll find the right size butt for you.
Welcome back to the Poop O'Clock News. And today we're going to be talking about when pooping too much. Why don't you come up here and talk about how we made him stop pooping so much?
Thanks, Alex. Now we're going to talk about how I stopped him pooping. Then, first I put corks up all the women's butts to stop them from stopping to pooping. Then, just did boof, like a 3 times the speed of light rocket. Then, we fed them so much cheese, no matter how much they grunted and grunted, the poop wouldn't come out.
Coming up, we have the weather and the sports. And also our fashion model, Lizzie McGuire. The famous Lizzie McGuire. Thank you. It looks like Morris. It's going to be pretty bad. A lot of diarrhea and a couple drops of rain. Now let's go on to Central Illinois. In Central Illinois, it'll be okay, including Bloomington too. We'll have, I don't know, a little bit of pee, about 3-4 inches. And people will not want to drink that stuff, just to let you know that. And now we're going up to Chicago and Joliet and Mazan. These places are going to be really bad too. They're going to have diarrhea storms. Man, about the size of houses. It's going to be huge, big chunks of turds, all that stuff. And that pretty much does the weather. Sports with Dalton.
As we all know, the Detroit Poopers lost to the Boston Peers 70-2. And that's very sad because we know the Boston Peers are from our town, little old Mazan. And now, here's an interview with Lizzie McGuire.
I'm with the famous Lizzie McGuire. Now I'm going to ask her a little bit of questions. Please smile first. Okay, now. Oh, it's recording. Now, how old are you, Lizzie McGuire?
4.
4. And don't come in. Are you?
Inside.
Yeah. Well, next. How is it? What is it like being famous?
Well, it's like being famous, practicing the dance move and all that stuff, you know.
Are you glad that you're famous? Yeah, I bet you're happy. Well, do you have a lot of money?
Yeah, because my mom gets a lot of quarters and my mom and dad gets $1 million quarters and $100.
Whoa, and they give it all to you?
Yep.
Whoa, you must be pretty rich. Well, that's Lizzie McGuire.
You're having too hard.
And remember, my name's Alex Duquette.
Mine's Donna. See you next week on
The Poop O'Clock News.